All right, let's return now to last night's Baltimore Bridge tragedy, where search and rescue efforts for 6 workers have been suspended. The Australian's Washington correspondent Adam Creighton joins me now. Adam, this is very sad. What else do we know? What's the latest here?
Well, look, the latest indeed is that they have called off the search for those poor construction workers, as you say. So 2 of them survived, which is a miracle, really, given the conditions below. I mean, it's something like a 40-metre fall from that span. So authorities have launched a safety probe into what happened, but it is more and more looking like just a tragic accident. So the engine of the ship lost power just a few minutes, apparently, before it crushed into the bridge. And so really, given those circumstances, there's actually not much that could have been done.
I mean, we heard the Mayday call that was released today. So there was a warning which did end up saving lives. It stopped traffic. When we went to air last night, we expected that this was going to be a much greater disaster based on what authorities were telling us. They were calling this a developing mass casualty event. But it's so lucky that that Mayday call went out. Here it is. Have a listen.
Indeed.
And hold all traffic on the Key Bridge. There's a ship approaching. It just lost their steering. So until you get that under control, we got to stop all traffic.
13 dispatch. The whole bridge just fell down. Start, whoever, everybody. The whole bridge just collapsed.
Now, let's turn to the US election. Adam, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., you've been following his political path closely. He's now chosen a running mate. Is this going to help him? Because he seems to be getting a lot of support.
Well, actually, this choice has been almost universally panned, I would say, the choice of his vice presidential running mate. So this is a woman called Nicole Shanahan. She's practically a billionaire because she was married to one of the founders of Google, Sergey Brin, and she divorced him a couple of years ago and got a large payout. Look, I mean, from my monitoring of the response, it was very bad for RFK. Indeed, he has been going okay. He's been polling about between 10 and 15%, I would say, nationally. But this lady, she's an IP lawyer. She's an attorney from the Bay Area. She's very well connected with Silicon Valley. She doesn't really fit his image, I would say, of being against the establishment. And I think that was, that's what generated all of the criticism, I would say, yesterday. So, look, remains to be seen. She seems a very nice woman. She's very intelligent. She's very successful in her own right. But yes, it certainly wasn't well received by his supporters.
What about RFK's political prospects, though? Because he is getting a lot of support for an independent. But is there any option that you foresee where he could become a serious presidential candidate?
Well, certainly he could. I mean, he is polling very well in some of the marginal states in the US. I mean, up to 30%, 35% in Arizona and Nevada. He's very popular amongst young people. So there is a chance that he could win 1 or 2 states in November. But I think the big likelihood now, and especially in light of his VP choice, which is a fairly left-wing choice, I would say, is that the Biden administration is very concerned because Joe Biden is going to lose votes to RFK almost certainly now, and so that means that it's more likely, for Trump to win states. That is the likely outcome. So certainly you saw yesterday lots of cheering on the Trump side with this choice of his, and lots of concern on the Democrat side.
Look, just quickly, we've seen that Trump has managed to reduce the amount of bond money to just $175 million. Where is this headed?
Well, look, he's very lucky. I mean, he's going to pay the bond, and I fully expect that he's going to appeal that case all the way to the Supreme Court. And there's a very good chance, I think, that that he'll win. I mean, of course, the original penalty still stands, the $450 million, and it's an enormous penalty, especially given there were really no victims. And so, I think this is, the decision has helped him. Well, firstly, the penalty has helped him very much politically, and in the short term, so has this decision from the appeals court.
Yeah. All right. Adam Creighton, we're out of time. Thank you very much for joining me in Washington.